Welcome back, my ham bros, to another episode of the Ham Dad Show. Not a lot of work gets done on the habitat this time around. I didn't have the money I needed for a solvent to remove silicone. I did get the floors separated. I'm preparing to remove the or the cured sealant and then reapply it. I'll get into that. I also talk a lot about what's going on with my writing. Thanks to all of you who bought the book, the last book. Next one comes out this October. I made about $1,000 on that total, which isn't great. That's not really livable money, but it's real author money. It's me selling a physical product, a TradPub book that people bought and I exchanged currency for. So that's the first step. You know, you got to start somewhere. I'll get into more of that at the end of the video. Please watch to the end, or at least watch some of the second half about the writing stuff. I think it's more interesting than you suspect it will be. Look out for my next book this October. In the meantime, check out my Substack, which is where all my writing is online, for a $5 a month subscription fee. You can just pay that once and read everything, and then unsub if you want. That's a great way to support me, where you get something in return. And with that all out of the way, enjoy the rest of the video. Yeah, I'm glad I'm doing this. I really should have taken this apart to get rid of the shavings anyway. That's not on the top level. It's stuck between the two. I think if there was any leak, it would have been over here, where the sealant is the thinnest. I think I see a channel that would explain how water got in. I hope I can just peel all this sealant off and just reapply it. This time as generously on this side as I did over here. And then also a ring of sealant just around the climbing tube penetration. Alright, with a lot of prying, I got them separated. Now I just have to peel off the sealant, which, thank goodness, it's not like a glue or anything. It comes off generally in one piece. Then I will clean up the habitat shells. I'll wipe them down, I'll let them dry out, and then I'll reapply sealant. And this time I'll make sure to put sealant around this hole. That was, I think, my biggest mistake last time, as well as trying to skimp on the sealant here. Otherwise, I think it would have been fine the first time. It was slow going because I didn't want to damage the plastic, but I did get the floors apart. I've been slowly picking off bits of silicone. I don't think that's going to cut it. I think I need to buy some silicone removal solvent. That's going to have to wait until the next Patreon money bomb. Then I'm just going to spray it down, leave it outside, and that it should dissolve the residue, which I don't want to scrape off because, again, I don't want to crack the plastic. Then I'm going to reseal it, this time without the issues that it had before, which is mostly the debris from drilling through here with the hole saw, stuck between levels and using inadequate silicone. I learned a hard lesson. Glad I didn't have to redo the whole thing. Sorry this has been such a slow project. I've been really going slowly because I can't afford to replace anything if I break it. And also because viewers donated parts for a new computer. So I've been putting that together at the same time. That should really help the stream, since right now I'm extremely CPU bottlenecked. Anyone who watches the gaming stream will know what I'm talking about. As filler content, so I can do videos more often, I've been trying to either find or rebuild Aquabubble, which is a sort of hamster diving chamber. I don't know where it went. It either disappeared somewhere in the garage, or more likely, when my sister was alive, she stole it, or her boyfriend, who was also her dealer, stole it. I don't know how to go about asking for him to give it back, or if it was in her belongings. They stole a lot of shit while they lived here. He, in particular, stole a lot of the e-bike stuff, just wiring and connectors and stuff, in order to fix up his own gas-powered bike. That was a fun chapter of my life. If I can't find it, I know what parts it's made from. It's kind of a painstaking process, but I think it'd be neat to have this diving bell, a little vehicle sort of, on a long fishing line, and attach a camera rig to it, so you get an exterior GoPro view of the hamster in the bubble, and then lower it into natural bodies of water, such as ponds and rivers and lakes, just for like 10 minutes at a time, with a hand warmer inside to keep the hamster toasty, and some silica gel to handle his waste. Just as a sort of exploration video. I think that would be fun, since it's not just about habitats, it's also about like vehicles like submarines and exploration for the little guys. Let me know in the comments if you like that and if it's something I should put more energy into. Yes, I have a lot of tabs open. Fucking get over it. I'm a power user. So this is what I've been up to and why new videos have taken so long to arrive. A big part of that was car problems. I couldn't drive for the better part of a month because of whatever this shit is. Right? Look at that. Thank God I eventually did get it diagnosed and taken care of, and my car works again. I'm trying to further monetize my writing. I've uploaded a big chunk of it to Webnovel, which is one of the only other platforms you can monetize your fiction on currently. There's Wattpad, but that's a fate worse than death. It's just an endless ocean of shit fan fiction. I didn't really want to get any of that on me. So this is not my first time experimenting with Chinese literature platforms. I submitted four of my works to FiberRead in 2018. They're still working on it somehow. Probably COVID is a big part of that. If so, it has completely devastated their business model. I've not seen 1 yuan ever from the site, and neither has anyone else who has used it, based on what I've heard. The word on the street is the BabelCube is legitimate. It's slow and it's buggy. They operate on razor-thin margins, so they can't really afford to maintain their website. But it does apparently function. People make small but useful amounts of money from it. I really wish I had done this. I chose either BabelCube or FiberRead back in 2018. I could have done both. I don't know why I did. I guess better late than never. That's where I'm at now. I really need to leverage the skills that I have put all of my effort into improving. That's really what I think is going to be my career. And I need it to start bearing fruit. I'm old enough that I need to not be working for free. I have to pay for shit like my health insurance and my pet insurance and my car insurance. And Patreon is no longer enough to cover all those. And I really don't want to be in the position of choosing whether I'm going to feed my cat and mice or whether I'm going to drive without insurance or whatnot. You could help me if you feel so inclined by subbing to my Substack, which is still my primary monetized platform. $5 a month gives you all access to everything I've basically ever written, except for like 4 paid novels, which are on Amazon. If you want to pay the $5 and then you're a really fast reader and you read everything that I have to offer in that month and you unsub, that's fine. And that's money I wouldn't have had otherwise. At least I'm getting paid for what I do instead of languishing in the hell of writing for exposure. So that's another way that you can support me and get something in return for it. I promise it's good. I know that every writer thinks their stuff is good, but very often people come to me and they're shocked that it actually was good, which is kind of a weird quasi-insult compliment. I try not to take it too seriously. I understand that's probably why I haven't really exploded yet, just because it's a very saturated field. A lot of people want to be writers, and a lot of people think they're good at it when they're not. But that's why I started writing. They say go where you're needed, and originally I thought I should be a game designer until I discovered EA and other big devs have fucking armies of underpaid, exploited game designers who have mastered the tools. They don't need more people who know the tools, and especially in the age of AI, when AI is going to take over increasing workload percentages from the game devs and do more and more of the actual coding and whatnot. What's needed is good storytelling. How many times have you played a game and you're like, this is great, but the story fucking sucks. It's like a toddler wrote it. That's usually where they fall down. They don't take it seriously. They don't think they need a writer. They're like John Carmack, who says that games and stories are like porn. It's expected to be there, but it doesn't have to be good. I don't think that's true. I don't think I agree with that. I think it's a retrograde view. I think the main shortcoming in a lot of modern games, and movies for that matter, is just really poorly told stories that are not narratively correct. They don't have creative premises, especially horror. I got into horror precisely because that's where I thought I could do the most good. Because it's just fucking all slasher films. It's always a crazy guy in a mask. It's always a cult. It's always a haunted house. It's just, abandoned hospital, abandoned asylum, a sewer tunnel. just the same like 4 or 5 settings over and over. You see this in horror gaming too. Mascot horror is a fucking cancer. Shoot mascot horror out of a cannon into the sun. Step on mascot horror's skull. Break mascot horror's bones with nunchucks. Pour acid on mascot horror. I cannot say enough against it. But also just all the fucking horror games where you start out driving down a road or working in a convenience store and it has you simulate the job for the first like 10 minutes of gameplay. That's an example of what I'm talking about. What is really needed is originality, and the kind of originality I don't know that we can get from AI just yet. So that's what I've chosen to try to improve in the world during my time on this planet. Please support me in that endeavor if you want to stop seeing Five Nights at Freddy's clones and PT clones and Slender clones and what's the other one? Anyway, you get the idea.